That's a good question. I think that the country is more important than politics. And when we are talking about the safety of our country and not some meaningless wall, but what it means for our TS agents to be paid, what it means for our government employees to be paid, what it means for us to be able to function as a nation, I would hope that whatever partisan politics that are in play from the president will be set aside, and that the well-being of the country as a whole will be foremost.
Another question, Mayor, regarding bonuses. City Council is working on bonuses right now. I think they still have some work to be done on that. Your thoughts on end-of-the-year bonuses for staff here at City Hall?
I didn't give out any bonuses for our staff this year, so we'll just look forward to whatever City Council comes up with recommendations so that we can have a consistent policy across the city.
Final question, scooters, ma'am, you going to sign that legislation?
I sure am.
Thank you, Mayor.
Mayor Bottoms, you joked about the Saints not, being out here in Atlanta for the Super Bowl. If you had two teams to pick, are there any two teams that you would like to see come down here and their fans come travel to Atlanta?
Just anybody other than the Saints. I know there's going to be a bounty on my head for saying that, but if it can't be the Falcons, then hey, as long as it's not the Saints, then I'm happy.
Can you talk about with the recent success, of course, of Atlanta United? We see the new stadiums downtown, how big it is to have, the biggest game in the world here in Atlanta and everything that'll come along with it.
I think that it really speaks to how we dream in Atlanta. I had a conversation with Mr. Blank about the planning for the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and we built big, anticipating that if we built, they would come. And when you look at other arenas across the country, my understanding, they're max 20,000 folk for soccer fans. So had we been small in our thinking, we would not have had over 70,000 people in the stadium when we won the championship. So I think it just really speaks to Atlanta just being on solid footing as the city that embraces sports and entertainment and the diversity of our city. I would venture to say you probably won't see a more diverse gathering during the Super Bowl than you will in Atlanta than you will anywhere else in this country ever.
Gospel celebration. That's almost a Douglas High School, Collier Heights event. Talk about the pride of your neighborhood.
There are great things that come out of Douglas High School and come out of Atlanta, and I think this is why it's so important to have me here, obviously, as the mayor, and to have one of our senior representatives from the NFL and a woman who really started with just a dream to put the celebration on. I hope that it speaks to our children what's still possible in this city.
All right, last question.
When you went to Minneapolis last year, Mayor, what was the one thing you took away? Because you said it was big. What's the one thing you took away to bring here?
It was cold. And,
don't bring that here.
But really, for me, it was my first Super Bowl, so it was important for me to be on the ground and to talk with people who are actually putting this event together. And I joke, but really it was true. I nearly had a panic attack. Meeting with the mayor and speaking of the planning that went into it, because I was absolutely clueless as to how to put on an event of this magnitude. But thankfully, like so many things with our city, the planning began under Mayor Reed and began with our partners, with the Super Bowl committee, the host committee, and so there was so much work that had already been done. Our public safety partners had already been meeting for years, literally, by the time we were on the ground there. And I think that by the time we get to this big event in a few weeks, it will be seamless. And so I'm thankful for our public safety partners, especially. Feedback I've gotten from the NFL is they've not ever seen better coordination than we have with the leadership of our public safety partners.
Mayor Bottoms, last question for you.
Thanks, Mayor.
For you. Obviously, we know that you love cooking and whatnot. We've seen it on social media. So what are the top 3 dishes that you'll be making for Super Bowl 53?
Oh, well, let's see. I'll make some mac and cheese. And it's still going to be good. But I usually do a Super Bowl party, so I'm sure there'll be a party at my house. I may not be there, but always fried fish, always pound cakes, sweet potato pies, very fattening foods. And everybody loves my mac and cheese. So, I ask you all, do you want style or you want substance? So the substance of my food will be great on Super Bowl Sunday.
Thank you so much, Mayor.
Thank you.